Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Carl. I am your host, Carl Zoellner, one of the attorneys here with Anderson Business Advisors. And today I want to talk a little bit about the role of a director in a corporation. So in a previous video, we talked a little bit about the role of the shareholder, which is to elect the director. Let's talk about the role of director. Directors are in charge of sort of the global direction of the business. They owe a duty to the shareholder to make sure that they're acting in the best interest of the corporation. And they're also in charge of hiring officers in the corporation that will execute the overall direction of the board. So if we look at the sort of, if you will, the pyramid here of who's in charge of what, the shareholders elect directors, directors hire officers. I will do a video here on officers as well, just so we've got the complete picture, but just a quick little intro there for that. Now, directors, what kind of decisions do directors make? Directors make decisions on when to issue more shares, as I mentioned, when to hire officers, whether to encumber the corporation's assets. So if you're going to go out for a loan and get a loan based on the corporation's assets, that would be a director's decision, as well as name somebody who's going to be in charge of the bank account. There's sort of lots of good sized decisions a director would make. A good way to summarize a director type decision, though, is something that is a major change or outside of the normal course of business for that corporation. So another thing is, in a director's meeting, the expense of a director's meeting can be deductible. So you can have director's meetings basically wherever you'd like, as long as there's some sort of business purpose and the meeting's actually held. So that's an interesting piece to a lot of folks, especially when we start talking about potentially traveling to have those directors' meetings. Another thing directors do is they will go ahead and they hold consistent meetings, right? So they have an annual meeting as well. Directors can also have regular meetings, so regularly scheduled intervals, and or the special meetings, which get called in the case where there wasn't a meeting planned, but a piece of business cannot wait for the next meeting. So when we talk about directors, we think global. If our corporation is sort of a cruise ship here, they are the captain of that cruise ship. They focus on the global issues, and they they hire the officers to execute the decisions they've made and carry out the plan. So that is your sort of basics with the director. So if we're looking at it from the hierarchy side, like I mentioned, you've sort of got your shareholders. They make up the base. Directors are in the middle, elected by those shareholders. And then officers, we'll talk a little bit about in the next video. They are going to sort of be the public-facing portion of your corporation. So keeping this video short like the shareholder one, but want to thank everybody for joining me with this episode of Coffee with Carl. I'd encourage you to keep taking advantage of all of our free content out there as usual. So whether that's Toby's Tax Tuesday or any of our live classes online at the moment, keep taking advantage out there. We want to make sure you have the information so you can make informed decisions. So until next time, thank you for joining me with Coffee with Carl, and I will catch you on the next one.